Hey guys, welcome back to my 500th Kane's Wrath video commentary. That's right, this is video number 500 and it wouldn't be a VOD if we didn't have a game here for you today, so we are going to jump into this here. Thank you all for tuning into my 500th Kane's Wrath video. It's been a blast making all these videos over all these years. Stay tuned after this show match as well. There's a lot more to see and do in this video here, and I'll be talking in depth about a lot of things as well. So stay tuned to that, but for now we are going to jump into the show match here between these two players, and we are on the map Tournament Galaxy, which we haven't yet seen. This is a new map in the map pool. We'll go around it as well, so what a way to start off the 500th video with a brand new map. We're going to jump into the map pool, or sorry, the map right now. So as you can see, we have these garrisons in the center of the map. It's very, very large. Over the right hand side here, playing as the red screen faction, it's the one, the only, the animal himself, Unleashed UA, playing as Reaper 17. That's right, he'll be playing as Reaper 17. We can also tell by his racks here. And then there's a spike safely tucked away over here, easily to capture, defensible area here. As you can see, it's a space map, which is pretty fancy. First expansion very close by, next expansion not too far away from that. And then the same is mirrored on the other side, because starting in the left hand side here, it's the one and only, it's Masterleaf. That's right, winner of the Kane's Wrath World Championship 2014, as well as the Command Cup winner here. Both these players solidified in history, specifically Unleashed UA for being such an amazing play here. Masterleaf playing as GDI. This is a random mirror, by the way. Let's get straight into it. Buzzers facing off against his rifles here. Leaf will clean those up very nicely. He'll be denying that scout there. Interesting that he chose to send the buzzers as a group there. The map is very big. You can spread out. Masterleaf actually falling back to his base now. So as you can see, this is a gigantic map. It's so large, and it is made by Technique, so it's got Bike Buggy written all over it, this map here. It is just such a long distance to the other side of the map, and the whole thing is just generally flat as well, which is means there's no real chokes, and armor is definitely going to favor this quite heavily. A little structure up there in the top right hand side. Unleashed UA just echoing here. Reaper 17 are the kings of economy, just because, you know, their harvesters are so much harder to kill, even though the shield, you know, the shield's not that much more armor, but it absorbs several shots and things like that, and it just makes it difficult to kill them. And of course they have that growth stimulator, which actually generates money as well. It's like another extra Tiberium spike, not quite as good, but it's still pretty decent, especially if you have a few of them and it's a long game. Battle markers over here. Masterleaf stepping on his own Tiberium field, sending out a single pitbull. Looks like he moved his MCV just slightly. I'm not sure what he's... Oh no, that the expansion is right there, so he's fine. He knows what he's doing. He's up to 4 harvesters. He hasn't actually got a 5th harvester out yet. He's actually trying to build another refinery before he has a 5th harvester, which is definitely quite interesting there. If we jump back over the other side, Unleashed UA has got a nerve center down. That's a pretty quick nerve center, so we might be seeing some type of fast tech mecha here. Of course, every screen faction can do the fast tech mecha, so it's definitely quite good. Unleashed will just shoo that pitbull away. Masterleaf can see that he might put the tech center down here just to crawl, because I believe, yeah, he's definitely going for a tech center here. There's almost no doubt about it. He could be going for another refinery, I guess, but I think it's unlikely. This single Seeker tank will push the pitbull away. Masterleaf knows what he's up against. He went for another ref, but I'm pretty sure he's going to go for a comm center, maybe get some Shadow tanks out, because Shadow tanks will cause a lot of problems. I see a Shard Walker over here as well. Did not even see that cross the map, so he's managed to walk his way across the map. Predator tank will respond again. A lot of big armies, a lot of flat terrain here. Tanks and armor are definitely going to dominate. I don't think there's going to be a lot of room for artillery in this game here, which is fine for Unleashed because he doesn't actually get any artillery. And he is going for fast tech mecha, so the mechapedes are out. He does crawl with his base here, so he can put his refineries down here now without having to even move his drone ship. He's actually got another structure almost done. This could be another refinery. That would be really fast, although he really hasn't got the mechas out. He's only got 2 mechas. He's choosing not to develop them yet. It's really quick to develop them, so you don't have to do it straight away. He's going to start doing it now. And then if we have a look over here, Masterleaf just sending the pit scout out as well. You can see on the edge of the map here, it goes out into space and things like that. Pretty fancy. We've seen one other map like this, which was, what was it called? Asteroid, no, not Asteroid. I can't remember what it was called. It was not a very good map. Something with Asteroid in it, but no one really plays it because it was a terrible map. And It's just one of those maps that didn't quite click. These Mechapedes now going up to the third base. Not going to find anything there. The Pitbull will come in and have a look and see what's going on here. He doesn't know where the Mechapedes are, but there are a few Predator tanks here. If they focus there, they do get some headshots there, but the Mechas are responding too quickly, so it's starting to heat up a little bit here now as these players try to duke each other out here. Unleashed UA trying to find a gap here. He's got 3 Mechapedes. The Predator tanks have the shorter distance to cover, so they will be able to cut him off, and this terrain blocking here will be quite nice. He's actually going to turn around and go in. I'm not sure about that. He could take a Mecha. He takes one. He gets the headshots off. Nice work there. Hasn't actually dropped a Predator tank yet. Or didn't actually get any Predator tanks. I don't think it's not wise to engage that. It's not wise. These Predator tanks, there's too many. They're too heavily armored. The Mechapedes don't have enough, or there's not enough Mechapedes just yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Mechapedes here now. They're going to come across and they're going to delodge this building here, so that's going to prevent masterleaf from tracking them. Again, it's a big map, so fast attack and harassment is also going to be viable, which is probably why he chose to fast tech Mecha. Look at the base crawl. Is he going to try to crawl all the way to his third base? That would be pretty crazy. Actually got an assimilator, so he plans on taking Masterleaf Spike. Does he have growth stimulators? No, he does not. He's moving harvesters now to the expansion, so this game here pretty tight so far. Pretty tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Mechapedes here, not fully developed. He's just trying to find an entrance into Masterleaf's base. We see a V35 come in, and this is just with a Rifleman squad in it just to scout. It's actually faster than these Mechapedes. I don't believe they're going to catch it. There is a Seeker tank here. Will he be able to get it? All the Mechapedes actually came back for that, so Masterleaf now knows that all the Mechapedes are actually back at this base here, just being sneaky with that V35 as well. And look at this stasis chamber. He's going to try to crawl to his third base as well. That's insane. So there you go. Big map, but of course he's found a way to crawl to his third base. I mean, the Tiberian fields are quite close together. Oh, a Shatter tank there doing some damage. Not sure if he actually got a full mecha kill, but a lot of dead segments there. The Shatter tank, unfortunately, was overwhelmed. One Predator tank is here. Might actually get the kill on that mecha head if he's not careful. Battle markers over here. There's actually Orcas. I'm not sure if that's a good idea, just because these mechas, we know some of them are already loaded with disc, and those Orcas aren't really going to want to engage that. This one Predator tank just being nasty. Few Orcas. Oh, there's actually more Orcas. Were they the same ones? Or are they different ones? I'm not 100% sure. Does he have more Orcas up here? He has. He's got double airfield, so he's split the Orcas into 2 groups. He's splitting these forces, a few Predator tanks and a Shadows. This is really interesting by Masterleaf. Coming in here now, he will find disc mechas. Doesn't want to actually go to those. The plasma missile batteries are also there. Unleash being forced to camp at home a little bit. He's not going to be enjoying that. He really wants to be out and about with these Mechapedes. They're not doing anything while they're at home. Orcas now coming around, just trying to find an entrance. He will have a few disintegrator squads here. The Shadow tank trying to shoot at the ones behind it, but it's getting shot in the back, and he will take it out. The second it goes down, these Mechapedes are going to rush forward because they know that they can overrun these Predator tanks pretty quickly now. There's not enough there. Battle markers over there. One more Predator tank. Not sure what he's doing out there by himself. A few Orcas here getting destroyed. Not quite. He does manage to drop that Mechapede, which is nice. Orcas actually getting kills on Mechapedes. You always like to see that. Hammerhead is here as well. Does have AP ammo, is going to be able to kill these disintegrator squads coming out, but the Mechapedes are responding. That Hammerhead may want to move. All the disintegrators just get completely trounced, so there's only a few left, but again, there's too many Mechapedes here now, and they will overrun these. Oh, that Predator tank actually goes elite. That's nice, and that last Predator tank is pretty much history. See you later. Looks like maybe 1 or 2 Mechapedes actually getting taken down there, which is not too good, but there's still so many Mechapedes out here. Unleashed is just continuing with the mechas. Is he actually planning? No, he's not transitioning to anything else. He's just continuing with Mechapedes here. And I feel like the longer this game goes on, the less effective they may become, because Mammoth tanks with railguns are on the way, and you got Shadow tanks. Oh, there's a Sonic emitter there as well with the Shadow tank, and he's not going to get in there. He can push him to the edge of the map, and he can't actually get around, so Orcas now have all joined forces. Looks like there's 6 of them remaining. Do they have hard points? If I can click on one, no, they do not have hard points. They are going to be moving out. There's a battle marker over here. I'm not sure what that was. It might have been an Orca strike of some kind. But the Orca's now going to just move out down to the bottom. Unleashed hasn't actually started to refine off of his third base just yet. He hasn't even got anything down there. He's going to want to do something. Whoa, look at this. Triple gravity stabilizer Storm Rider. And Unleashed notably does have both the spikes. He's probably held that from one for a while, because we saw the engineer quite some time ago. Masterleaf just moving these Shadow tanks away, realizing that he's not too in bad a position now. These V35s are going to be moving out, I believe. They're just the classic Masterleaf Scout V35s with Rifleman squads in them. And he's going to have to be thinking about the long-term goal now. Again, building a lot of Mammoth tanks on a big flat map like this, it definitely works out, especially since the Reaper player. I mean, Mammoth tanks are better than Reaper tripods. It's hard to believe. They are actually a lot better, a lot more powerful. It's just that Reaper tripods are a lot faster, and they don't need as much support. Ion Cannon actually comes down from Masterleaf. Wow, he's dropped an Ion Cannon. Just one Storm Rider. Is that to trick him, or did he just misrally that? I'm not 100% sure. He can see one Storm Rider. The Disc Mechas here will come in and they'll help pick one off. Railguns is done. He's going to want to avoid that Shadow Tank. Battle Marker is down here. Just a few units. Masterleaf is somewhat split up, but he's still okay. That one Storm Rider goes down. I'm not sure what the plan was there. He revealed one of his Storm Riders. Maybe he's just trying to... I'm not sure if he was trying to bait something out of Masterleaf or what. He only saw one, so Masterleaf's probably like, hang on, how come there was just one? Maybe it was just Unleash just building one just to scout. Hopefully, for Unleash's sake, he doesn't build more. He's actually going for Tungsten AA Shell. It can only be Tungsten AA Shell here, and he realizes that if he gets jumped by enough Storm Riders, he'll be in a lot of trouble. That B-35 is there, but it's not going to get the scout off in the main base over here. Is he aware that this is here? That's the thing. Masterleaf has no idea that those are there, so he's got no idea. I'm not even sure where they are. They're actually still on the deck. Unleashed UA choosing not to use them just yet. V-35 gets destroyed. There is another V-35 coming in. This V-35 is going to spot all these Storm Riders, and that's a big win there for Masterleaf. Now he can confirm that it's there. He's already going for Tungsten Shell, though, so he knows about that. Battle Marker over here, he just put a lightning spike right down next to the Ion Cannon. Why the hell not? But these Mechapedes aren't able to find a gap here, and the Storm Riders just completely bypass the Orcas, and the Orcas, he's got to be careful. They're actually getting shot up here now. They're going straight for the main base here, and I think they might just be going... No, Unleash is... Oh, he's dawdling with these. Oh, man, he had the element of surprise, but... I mean, Masterleaf now has Tungsten AA Shell. He knows there's a ton of them. He's actually going to come over here and destroy these Orcas. I guess it's the safer option there, and those Orcas will be destroyed. He might just decide to sell those up. He doesn't need them anymore. He could go for Firehawks. Firehawks would be nice, but he's just going for Slingshots and Mammoth Tanks, and that really will have enough to just punch through what Unleashed UA has, because he's just got Mechas. Mechas aren't going to be able to fight those Mammoth Tanks, and if Masterleaf decides to move out, then he will be able to destroy what Unleashed UA has. Where are those Storm Riders? Where are they? They're actually up here. They're still up here. They're just sitting around for the time being. A few more units being destroyed here. The Mechas just taking them out. The Mechas... How many Mechas we got here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 10 Mechapedes. There's actually 2 Shadow Tanks there. See you later. 1 Mechapede is destroyed. And that's going to deny them from getting there. It's somewhat of a choke point. It's a pretty wide choke point, but he's just blocking it up. He's blocking this area here, and he's blocking the top as well. Masterleaf has just got this big blockade on his base, and I think maybe he's just going to be like, hang on, I'll just wait for the Ion Cannon to cool down, then I'll punch a hole, and then I'll move all my forces into your base. What he could do, look at his base, it's so well developed right now, look at all the tech. He could just bring all of his forces together, move the MCV, fire the Ion Cannon, and just move his MCV into Unleashed base with his army, and then he'd have everything he needs as support. There's actually 6 Slingshots here as well, and those Storm Riders are not going to be enjoying those. Storm Riders do not like Slingshots, especially when they have Tungsten Shell. If they don't have Tungsten Shell, they might be able to snipe a few of them down if there's not enough, which you have to be really careful about. The tripods are coming out now. Force field generators is done. Conversion reserve just completes as well. So you're starting to make the tripod transition, but it's very, very, very late. He's only got 6 tripods here. And of course, there's not that much Tiberium left. There's enough to build a pretty sizable army. Masterleaf, of course, has cleaned all his Tiberium up, which is noteworthy as well. So Unleash actually still has more Tiberium at his disposal. Masterleaf, he's got to make a move here now because of the Tiberium situation. He's burned most of his Tib, and Unleash is just going to get stronger from here. Of course, Masterleaf does have the superior force, and he is starting to move out. These Mechapedes like, whoa, okay, let's not get... Look at the army moving out. There is going to be a big engagement here very shortly. Slingshots moving forward, just trying to cover the... Masterleaf's very, very, very spread out here. I'm not sure if that's intentional or what, or whether he knows it's just these Mechapedes. He really should start to expect that there's probably some tripods coming out. Units over here as well. He is going to spot the tripod. The Storm Riders are here. The Slingshot's just moving up and down. Incredibly fast unit there. It's the fastest GDI ground unit in the game. Faster than Pitbulls. Storm Riders coming in now. They will take out that APC. So Unleash has to defend against this now. He has to. It's actually splitting his army up into 2 groups. I'm not sure if I agree with that. He's going to be much more powerful if all his units are together. He will clear out the garrison. He's actually just going to destroy the spike in a game like this where Tiberium is important. You think that maybe capturing the spikes would be more of a priority. He scans his base head area. He has a look and sees what's there. I just honestly don't think Masterleaf is in too much of a hurry just because of that Ion Cannon which is down. He'll be able to blast a huge hole in the base of Unleash. He's got charged tripods. Almost all of them are charged. He's falling back now. He doesn't want to get destroyed. This is the thing. These tripods can outrange the Mammoth Tanks. He might want to go up a little bit there to get behind the structure. There is a flank coming down here as well. The Storm Riders, I'm not sure where they are. The Slingshot's trying to move around the back, and he's caught in these buildings. That's not good. All these Shadow Tanks actually getting off some brilliant shots here, and the Mechapedes are coming in well. We've got a pretty big engagement here right now. The Stasis Chamber comes down. The Storm Riders are coming over. Oh, there's a flank coming from the top as well. There is a flank coming from the top. Unleashed UA there. He's got these tripods on the top right-hand side. This is a huge engagement. Tripods are falling on the left flank, though. He doesn't have enough there. Masterleaf's got too much armor. There's 3 more Mammoth tanks on this side here. Those guys are fine. This is a really spread-out engagement. Slingshots, they might want to get out of there. They're just drawing fire right now. He might just want to save them. But look at this. Unleashed UA actually coming with the Storm Riders here. That's not good. There's a lot of tungsten AA shell there as well. And this is a pretty massive engagement. I don't even know who's going to win. There's still quite a lot of Mammoth tanks there. There are still quite a few Mammoth tanks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Mammoth tanks are still present, so Masterleaf is going to fall back to these buildings where they provide a little bit of cover, but he's going to want to be careful because they will cover the tripods as well. Tripods will phase. I'm not sure if that was necessary, but they're going to move forward. They can't actually crush Mammoth tanks, so it's not usually the best option. Some of these husks are still alive, and Masterleaf might want to end those really quickly because Unleashed UA is actually able to claim these husks, and unfortunately not able to prevent that from happening. He is going to destroy it almost immediately again, and the Slingshots finish off some of those Storm Riders which were still alive. And there you go, killing the Engineers as well. He should be able to kill the remainder of these husks, and he will do so. He's firing at phased tripods. He might want to shoot at the tripod which is not phased. Hammerheads are coming across now as well, and he will destroy that husk here, unnecessarily losing a few Mammoth tanks. The phase is worn off. There's actually a tripod back here. He was history. Wow, those Mammoth tanks they kind of just looked at him, and the tripod just died. He didn't even have to shoot at him. But these guys here coming across now, there's still 2 husks there, and there's 2 stealth engineers. Masterleaf, yeah, he's going to stop and destroy them now, because if he kept chasing that, he might be able to sneak those 2 husks. So that was intense. Oh my god, and the ion cannon is just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the ion cannon is going to go down, no doubt, on this base head here somewhere. Oh god, I really want to capture this, because in a replay file, if you don't see the animation, or if you don't have a look at it right when it's firing, you'll miss the animation. He's coming across with the V35. It is a V35. He's going to try to find a location. I'd imagine it's going to be where this tech is. It can only be where the tech is. He might want to just fire this now. He's going to fire it up here. Oh my god, we got an ion cannon firing, and he just sells up because the ion cannon takes a while to fire, and he will take out, or he will force the cell, and that puts Unleashed down pretty heavily there. There's a big hole in his base. What can he possibly do about that now? He's still got a number of tripods. He's going to go charge them up. There's a veteran one there, which is always nice. Having veterancy on an already powerful unit is... he's actually got 2 veteran ones in there, so that's nice. I had to put the health bars on there. I was like, hang on a second. He's got 2 veteran ones. He's got not that much Tiberium left at his disposal. Just a surprise he hasn't put any growth stimulators down. Just going to be refining from over here. He's sold off most of his gravity stabilizers. Only 2 Storm Riders remaining. Masterleaf is also licking his wounds, but look at this. Zone heads are coming out. He's building zone heads. These are so nasty as well. Harvesters, there's pretty much no Tiberium left. Masterleaf actually does this sometimes. I'm pretty sure he's just ordered them to stop. And you can see all of them have stopped, so he's given them all a stop order. He does that on purpose to allow the Tiberium to grow to a point where it's harvestable again, instead of having these little tiny spurts of cash coming in like dollar by dollar. It's just a way that he likes to do it. Unfortunately, he did shed most of his slingshots, which there's actually a slingshot still over here, because these hammerheads, yeah, see, there's still a Storm Rider flying around. There's probably a second one as well, not quite sure where it is, so he's going to have to be careful. That one slingshot should be fine to just fend it away. But yeah, he's only got 2 Storm Riders, so one slingshot should be fine. And he's going to be flying around here. He's going to find this Shardwalker. Actually gets the attenuated force field upgrade. Not the correct response to zone heads, by the way. A lot of people just try to build Shardwalkers, but yeah, as a GDI player, you love to see Shardwalkers come out against zone heads, because the zone heads, one, can outrange them, the zone heads can kite them, and the zone heads can kill them incredibly quickly. And you're basically relying on the player who's got the zone heads to make a mistake. Oh, he actually takes one out there. That wasn't necessary. If he had been a bit quicker with that slingshot, he wouldn't have lost that one there, but that's a bit unfortunate there for Masterleaf. But yeah, if you're trying to counter this, as actually runs, he runs that one over, doesn't get the other one. The other one moved out the way, actually, which is really awkward. But what you want to do if you're up against zone heads, the way to counter them is either disc mechas, or if you move your drone ship and pop down plasma missile batteries, they're definitely the absolute best tool you can use against them. But building shard walkers or gun walkers, not very effective, just because they're so easily kiteable. and they actually die pretty quickly. Scanner packs has also been researched to increase the sight range and attack range of the zone trooper there. Strikes comes in, hits that power plant. Unleashed UA kind of needs to make a move here. He's got quite a number. He's actually going for a hexapod. He's got a pretty big army. He has got a pretty big army, but he's got just shard walkers for the defense here. Is he going for... No, he doesn't have... No, he must have one, yeah. He's not actually researching shard launchers. I guess he feels that, there's only 2 zone heads flying around. There's actually a couple here. Now, some of them are empty. I believe maybe 3 of them... I think 3 of them have... Yeah, 3 of them have zone troopers in them. One of them is empty. They are going to come across this base. But masterleaf, he needs to do something as well. He's got a rig here just repairing these guys. He's just sitting at home now. He's got his harvesters all lined up. So this is going to become a little bit of a campy game now. And these hammerheads trying to find an entrance. They do take a bit of plasma missile fire there. But he's trying to get the hexapod out. And if he can get the hexapod out, he can push for sure. The hexapod can destroy his own heads. But again, it can also be kited. So it's one of those things. Unleash does hold that other spike. So masterleaf hasn't done anything about that just yet. He will clean up the scouts though. That one slingshot is just, it's keeping a close eye on these guys here. He's like, hey, if there's Storm Riders rock up again, I'll keep you covered. But as we already know, there are no Storm Riders coming out from Unleashed UA. Single Predator tank there, probably left over from the early game. But he's actually producing them, I'm not 100% sure. He might have sold his tech center. I believe the tech center might have been sold off. He's just like, hey, I'll just get the money and I'll just go for Predator tanks. They're faster and they can maneuver around the tripods and things like that. So if he can catch his army out of position, he's trying to kite that harvester down. He will get it, but there's a lot of plasma missile batteries there, so he's going to be limited on what he can achieve now. There's almost no way into unleashed space with the amount of plasma missile batteries that are lined up over here. He's got to be careful. He might not notice those ones hidden in there as well. It's something to keep an eye on. He's just going to kite around, and he will take a swing at that one. Takes his shield off, almost gets it. He will take a little bit of plasma missile battery there, not enough to destroy the... and not enough to destroy the hammerhead. Is the plasma missile battery still there? Yeah, it's hidden in there. It's hard to see because it's in that shielding as well. But we have the hexapod, which is out. Did he put Ravagers in it? I believe there's a Ravager segment in the front of it as well, and 2 shock troopers. He's moving the drone ship as well. Is he going for shard upgrade? He is. He's going for shard upgrade. He's realized it now. He's like, hang on. If I go for shard upgrade and move the drone ship, I can pretty much just kill Masterleaf right now. He's only got 2 minutes though, because if Masterleaf is allowed to fire the iron cannon again, there's almost no doubt that he's going to use it on this army. He's just going to fire it right down on top of it and destroy it. Now again, you can see he's just kiting out these zone heads as well. You've got to be careful not to get in range of the shard walker though, because they will do a lot of damage. But he's just using them to shepherd them away so his drone ship can move. And you got to be careful if the drone ship gets shot while it's deploying. The zone heads can kill it in basically one hit just about. So that's... if you're a screen player, be very careful when you're landing the drone ship. Make sure you've got clearance because it takes a few seconds for the animation to complete, and while that animation is playing, it counts as a ground unit and has almost no armor, so the zone heads will put it away. I'd probably deploy about here. He's close enough to the base and he is going to get off a safe deploy. Does he have shard upgrade? Shard upgrade is done, and now he's going to probably start putting down these plasma missile batteries here, and he's also going for some type of structure. It could be a war factory here. Masterleaf is in a bit of trouble. He's got 1 more minute. He has to hold out for just 1 more minute and he'll be fine, but there's almost no doubt that he's going to use the whatchamacallit, the iron cannon on this army here. The railgun units coming. They've got a good flank. They've got this army on the vertical here, but the shockwave comes down and the stasis will counter it straight away. He will take out. He's got to watch out though. Those zone heads. Oh my god, they're taking shard fire. That could cost him one. He cost him just one. It's so lucky it was just one. That shard walker trying to go forward, not able to get the kill though, unfortunately. And the shockwave artillery does wear off a lot quicker than what the stasis shield will. So he's going to move back now. And these hammerheads are trying to find an angle here. We're going to pop the HUD back on. He has just 20 seconds to hold on here. If he can iron cannon this army, I mean, he's got phase as well. So if Unleash has got phase and he uses it, that's going to be a big problem here. Masterleaf is desperately trying to hold on here. He needs to keep it going. He's spreading the army out. I think he's anticipating that he is going to get hit by the iron cannon here. And that even that rig has railguns trying to shoot at the hexapod, actually taking a lot of damage as well. So these units now moving forward. He's going to use the iron cannon on this army here. Is he just going to phase out? This is going to be crazy. And he's going to fight for it. But no, he's not even going to move. He uses the phase. He uses the phase. One tripod is destroyed. The other ones there take damage. But the phased units just get out of there. And most of our Masterleaf's army gets destroyed in the process. And Unleashed UA has come through for a victory there. Wow, that game was actually quite intense. I mean, that fight... in the middle of you can see it right there on the unit screen right now, the fight that took place in the middle of the map there. And that's an interesting statistic as well. Look at the resources halfway through. Unleashed crossed over, and it's primarily due to the fact that Unleashed UA can call in iCore, and he had both spikes for a very long time. Masterleaf, you can see there, he paused his harvesting here and then he reharvested, so he boosted up quite a bit. So that's just the way he does it. Instead of having a trickle, he gets a big chunk of money and things like that. That's just the way he chooses to do things there, so it can work out okay. Structure's pretty even. Units, that was the big fight. Unleashed, obviously the big somewhat loser in that fight, I guess. I mean, it was so deadly even. At the end of the day, they both had to retreat from that fight, so it was pretty much just a stalemate. And the units lost is basically because a lot of disc segments or mecha segments were lost and they count as units, whereas Masterleaf's losses were relatively short in comparison. Like, it's like 3-4 times as much. But if we go to the statistic, 24 minutes for that game, that was pretty decent. Reaper Tripod, favorite unit for Unleashed, so he built more Reaper Tripods than anything else. 210,000 to 182,000, so about $28,000 in favor of Unleashed UA. In a 24-minute game, that's a nice boost. You can think about that's almost 10 tripods, so that definitely comes in handy. If Masterleaf had Zone Troopers earlier, especially in that major engagement, he would have probably won the game. The Iron Cannon did a lot of damage and almost won in the game at the end, but Unleashed just thinking, hang on, let's spread the army out, waits for him to cast it, and then he uses the phase field as well. So Masterleaf, the Iron Cannon, not able to save him in that game, but that was a phenomenal game. I really enjoyed that. That was a lot better than I thought it was going to be on this new map, because it is a relatively new map. But anyway, this is my 500th Kane's Wrath commentary, video commentary. My name is Green Zero. This video is going to keep going. Stay tuned to my video. I'd like to thank everyone so much for watching my videos. We've got more Frontline, more games coming up. I'm always going to be sticking around for you guys, but there's more of the video to come, so stay tuned. You're definitely going to want to see what's coming up next. But like I said, I'm Green Zero. I hope you all enjoyed this Kane's Wrath video commentary, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Hey guys, my name is Green Zero, and that's right, this is what I look like. I thought, you know what, it's my 500th Kane's Wrath video commentary, so I thought I might as well go ahead and do a face reveal here. So some people might have caught a glimpse of me here or there every now and then, but I really haven't posted any official pictures or videos or anything like that. It's not really that necessary, considering it's just about, you know, a video game and things like that. People just tune into the channel to watch the actual game footage there, and yeah, we've definitely had a pretty good run. So I thought, you know what, it's my 500th video. We're going to do a face reveal. Just a little bit about myself first off. My name is Matthew. I've said that before a couple of times. It's not like a secret or anything like that. And I'm from South Australia. I'm 29 years old at the moment, and I've been playing Kane's Wrath pretty much since it came out. So we've got a lot to talk about, a lot of people to mention, and I don't want this this chat to go on for too long, because if it goes on for too long, we could be here forever, and I might think about doing another video later on down the track. There's a lot of people I have to talk about, and a lot of people I want to mention. There's so many, in fact, that I won't be able to speak about all of them. I've got stories about every single one of them, and how they've made the community amazing and made the game such a great game to play. So I'll have to go straight to the most important ones. If you do want to have a look at the full list, I've put together a very thorough list in the credits there of all the people that I personally think have made the game such an amazing game to play, and has made Kane's Wrath just truly amazing. So we're going to jump into the thank yous. Here they come. So the first person I want to thank here, and it's in no particular order by the way, is Can't Get a Win. Some people may not have heard of him. Most people who've been around for a long time probably have heard of Can't Get a Win, but he's pretty much one of the main reasons why I got into Kane's Wrath. Basically, well, not so much Kane's Wrath as into the video commentary of Kane's Wrath, because I saw his videos, and after I saw them I was like, you know what, I reckon I can do that. I reckon I can make videos like that. So he somewhat inspired and motivated me to get my videos done. He also helped me with my rendering as well. It's really important to note that he did help me out with the rendering there. I sent him a message once. He probably doesn't even realize it, but the rendering settings he sent me that he used, which is the reason I started using Sony Vegas as well, because he used it. I used his render features for the entire first season, then from the second season onwards I still used them and modified them heavily, so he had a big and lasting impact on how my videos were rendered and things like that. Eventually, after about 150 videos, I completely scrapped his method and started developing my own. I always somewhat adjusted it every now and then, but if you see Can't Get a Win, if he's watching this, had a pretty big impact on my ability to get into Kane's Wrath casting. So I may not have jumped into casting if it wasn't for Can't Get a Win there, and I might not have lasted very long at all if it wasn't for him. So there you go. If you see Can't Get a Win, definitely give him a big high five if he's watching the video. Yeah, you had a big impact on making this channel happen. Go ahead and look at the history on the videos I made, and he definitely played a big part in that. The next person we want to thank here is going to be CGF123. Well, we can't make a video without CGF. He's so underappreciated, to be honest, and he gets treated not the greatest in the world. But the fact of the matter is that he made the 1.02 plus, and that's basically the sole reason why we have a community today, is purely because of his efforts there to basically restore and repair the game to a condition where, you know, it's not going to be horrendous. If you play the official 1.02 after playing 1.02 plus, you just can't handle it anymore. You just realize how much effort has been put into that, and without CGF, you know, we wouldn't have any of these great tournaments or these great series or great players still sticking around, or have so many people still playing Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath. So that's something that, you know, we really need to be appreciative of. And if you see him, definitely give him a high five, because he's earned every part of it there. But yeah, community wouldn't be anywhere near as big or as strong as it would be without CGF. And I know he's watching this, and he's like, hell yeah, thanks Green Zero. But we got to move on to the next person here. So there's a few other people I want to thank as well. So Cyber is one of them. Obviously Cyber, some people might have seen him as my counterpart or somewhat. He definitely outdoes me in the animation department there, and the special effects. He's obviously got like so much on me, it's not funny. He did cast a lot more games than me, so it's a bit more diverse as well. But I think the knowledge of Kane's Wrath and things like that obviously was I had a bit of a heads up in that area, because I only cast Kane's Wrath. I don't cast any other Command & Conquer game. I've got history in 0 Hour, and I've got history in Tiberian Wars and stuff like that, online at least. And I played all the other Command & Conquer games single player prior to that. But yeah, Cyber has had a pretty big impact. He's been around for quite some time. I know he has stepped away now, but he's definitely one of my favorite commentators to actually watch. Because it's more fun watching other commentators than myself. It sounds kind of weird, but yeah, when I watch my commentaries, it's like, hey, I've seen this before. So it's not the greatest in the world. But other people we have to thank, there's a few players as well. IMOP and Gromage, the other Aussies from back in the day. Those guys there were, they're legends, but we hung around for quite some time, especially me and Gromage back in the day. So there's a lot of players from pre what we have now that don't exist anymore, and you know, I've been around since day one, and that kind of leads into the next player, which is Unleashed UA, the Animal of Kane's Wrath. This guy here dominates. He dominates the popularity of Kane's Wrath. If you've been playing since the start, which I doubt most people have, but he basically dominated, and I completely lost my words there, but that's the thing about Unleashed. He's still around today. He may have aged a bit. He's a bit of a dinosaur now, but the fact is he can still bring it to the table, and he's left an everlasting impact. If you were to name a historic Kane's Wrath player, you'd probably name Unleashed UA. I'm sure there's a couple of others we can throw in there as well. For example, got to mention Bike Rush Owens. The guy was a phenomenon. He just came in and just said, hey, look, I'm completely undefeatable. And he was for such a long period of time. He just dominated, and no one could figure out why, until players like Masterleaf and Nash and Technique came back, and they said, hang on, this is how you beat Bike Rush Owens. And Bike Rush, there was a period where he really got dethroned for a while there, so that was very good. Obviously not for Bike Rush, but again, it brought us some unbelievable games. But yeah, there's a few other players from before the time we have now, especially back on GameSpy, like Khufu and Dackle and all those guys that you've always heard of, but you never really seen. Those guys all played a big part. So I definitely like to do a quick shout out to those players there as well, because there's some players that I play a lot with, and they've got such history in the game, as well as people that help me. But again, I got to leave it there for the thank yous, because again, there's so many people. I've got a list of like 150 people, and I've got stories about all of them. I just can't sit here and talk about every single one of them. So I've made a list. I've put it in the credits. Everyone that I personally believe has made Kane's Wrath a great game to play is in that list. I've been very thorough. I've gone back through all the history of all the tournaments, all the videos, all the replays, everything like that. So it should be quite thorough. But I got to move on to the next part of the video. Okay, so the last part of my quick talk here as well is going to be about the future of my channel. There's a few times where I've thought, you know what, I might as well just throw it in there. It's really hard to find replays and things like that, and it's getting pretty difficult now to find a lot of replays, and it has been for quite some time, which is probably why you've seen series like Frontline and that start to crop up a bit more often these days, because it's really easy to make, well, it's really easy to get video footage. It's hard to commentate and play. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just get a lot of Frontline footage and just commentate over the top of it while I watch the footage back, because that is basically the same thing, and it would be a lot more interesting, because in the game when a lot starts happening I go really quiet and stuff like that, because you need a lot of concentration, especially when you've got people like masterleaf and Nash and stuff like that on Frontline. It's like you're trying to talk and it's like, no, you need to devote all your concentration to this game, and it's very difficult to do. Just ask masterleaf, he's tried as well, and he's also said that it is tough to talk and play, and you lose your train of thought. You're trying to explain something in depth while you're trying to execute something else at the same time, and it doesn't work out at all. So that's something to take into account. But yeah, just talking about my channel again, it will probably slowly, gradually fade out. I was thinking, you know what, I might as well throw on the towel at 500 just to be fancy, but then I realized I'm not really ever gonna drift away from this game, at least at this stage anyway, because nothing's replaced Kane's Wrath. I haven't found another RTS game I like enough to dedicate enough time to it, and while I don't really have a lot of time these days anymore, there's still a community for Kane's Wrath. I just assumed that my videos, I just got to the point where I was like, you know what, we'll just keep casting for as long as possible, and there will be a gradual decline in my videos. They'll just slowly dissipate into basically nothing. And you'll probably find that the Frontline series will be, well, it's been very popular. It's been probably the most popular series I have, and it's just gone for forever, several years now. That will probably be the last, some of the last videos you see me upload at some point in time. Maybe it'll be in a couple of months, maybe it'll be in a year or two, but sooner or later you're going to find a Frontline come out, and it'll probably be one of the very last videos, or the last video that I ever make. So if you want to stay tuned to my channel, there's plenty of reason. Even if the commentary dies down, you're still going to see a lot of FPV, a lot of Kane's Wrath action as often as possible. And yeah, it's likely that Frontline will see out the remainder of my videos there. But anyway, I could sit here and talk about the game forever. It's a phenomenal game. I love it so much. I played no other game as long as I played Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath, and to get pro at it as well, and to have like multiple tournament wins. I think I've won about a dozen tournaments. I've played in well over 100, and you won't find another well-rounded player like myself, aside from maybe Unleashed, maybe Dutch as well, and Technique, of course. Those guys have been around forever, and they've played an absolute crap ton of tournaments. But yeah, I hope you're all enjoying my video. It took quite a while to piece this together, all the footage and stuff there. I was actually collecting that up to a year in advance. I was like, you know what, we'll start collecting footage for it now, and then when it rolls around, I'll have all this footage, which I did, and it was all in high definition, 1440p, so that worked out nicely. But I hope you all enjoyed my video. I'm Green Zero again. This is what I look like if you want to freeze frame, but again, I'm not some amazing godlike figure you might have thought I was, but at least I look better than Masterleaf. He's gonna hate that. But yeah, stay tuned to my video. It's not over yet. I've got more Kane's Wrath action coming up for you right now. Hey guys, and welcome to the Screen Challenge. As you have noticed, or may have noticed throughout my last maybe dozen videos, some screen messages have been appearing on screen for the Screen Challenge, which is a special competition I put together for my 500th video. So here we are. We're going to go through the Screen Challenge now. A lot of people did enter this competition, and we're going to go through the answers and draw the winner. That's coming up right now. So the first hidden message was located in the video Unleashed UA versus Technique, and the hidden message reads, in English, what is the screen word for Tiberium? A nice easy one to start off with. The screen word for Tiberium is actually I-core. That's what they refer to as Tiberium as, and that's their name for Tiberium in English. Question 2, you can find that in the Ice Arena 2v2 that I had a while ago, and the question reads, the Juggernaut MK2 is better known as what? And of course the Juggernaut MK2 is actually known as the Behemoth, so as not to confuse it with the MK1, which was also in service at the same time as the MK2. And of course by the time the MK3 came around, the MK1 was well retired, so they went back to referring to it as the Juggernaut. Just some insight there. Moving on to question number 3, you can find it in the Cyberstorm versus Death Sentence video, and that one reads, the mission What's Rightfully Ours takes place in which country? And of course the answer to that one is Australia. If you played the campaign, you'd very easily know that question. It's the mission in which the Nod reclaim their lost stealth technology, so it's quite important as well. And the final question, which also was labelled as question 3, but it's definitely question 4 to avoid confusion, in the video was during Panic and Bike Rush owns, and that last final message read, there are 2 EMP countermeasures in the game, name them both. Now, this is a tricky one because it turns out there's actually more than 2, so I had to accept multiple answers. The ones I was looking for was adaptive armor and master computer countermeasures, but of course the attenuated force fields as well as the force field generators also are an EMP countermeasure, so it's quite interesting. All 4 of them actually do something different. Adaptive armor is 100% immunity, but you've got to activate it yourself manually. Master computer countermeasures is a one-time only buff which removes it, so you can just get re-EMP'd straight away again if you're not careful. And the attenuated force fields is like a permanent adaptive armor, but once they're off you have to wait for them to recharge, so it's just a one-time thing. So I'll accept all those answers, and that means everybody who entered the competition actually got all the answers correct, so well done. Everyone who entered will go into the major prize for the draw, which is coming up right now. So congratulations to Plasmafire, you have won the Scrin Challenge. Well done for successfully entering and winning the competition, and I'd like to thank everybody who entered the competition because I know that you actually had to put quite a bit of effort into the competition, and if I could give everybody a prize I would, but quite a few people entered this competition, so there was a lot of people in that draw. And but yeah, well done to Plasmafire. Check out your emails, I'll be sending you one very shortly, and that will let you know how you can claim your prize. I'm happy to purchase you whatever you like off Steam. That's full games, including DLC. I'm happy to buy you a game bundle as well, as long as it's reasonably priced. But aside from that, thank you to everybody who entered the competition. I might do something like this later on down the track, but that's your Scrin Challenge. Well done, Plasmafire. Thank you everyone so much for entering the competition and making it so much fun to host. I definitely enjoyed hosting that competition, but my video is not over just yet. Stay tuned, more coming up right now.